Are you tired of yet another strip mine? Would it not be so much better to mine a 3 by 3 or even a 5 by 5? Or what about a custom shaped mine? Hello everybody, I'm DSL25 and welcome to a Create tutorial video. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build the mechanical miner that I use in the Create SMP. And this is the materials you're going to need to make this thing work. So in this chest, we have the materials. We've got mechanical drills, deployers, andesite casing, barrels, a stair of sort. I used a wax copper stair because it really looks cool, a mechanical plow, and then I do add glowstone or a light form source to it. And then for the storage part of it, we're going to need some chests and some chutes. And then tools we're going to use wrench and super glue, along with a minecart assembler, rail, a lever, a Minecraft with a furnace, and your fuel source, either charcoal or coal. So first things first, you need to make sure you know how big you want the drill. So for this exercise, we're going to go with something a bit bigger. Let's make it a 5 by 5, and we're just going to jump right into it. So first of all, we'll start by putting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and then 5 up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just fill that in. And to the front of these blocks, we'll just add our mechanical drills facing away from those blocks, like that. There we go. So we've got the mechanical drill, but we need the item that pushes this whole drill forward. So what we're going to do is, in the center, we're going to come out with 1. We're going to come down with 2. And then over here, we're going to come down with 1. Over here, we can come down with, what's that, 3, and we'll leave a 2 gap. And we'll come back again with 2, and we'll just go down all the way to the bottom. So this is a general shape you want to go for. So it's 3 in front, then 2, then a single block, then it's 3 down, then 2 single blocks, and then all the way down to the ground level. On this back part, we're going to add our plow that will pick up mine tracks. On this part, we'll add a stair, and the reason for a stair is our minecart's going to sit in this position. So if it gets stuck, we can just crouch and push it forward, and we'll continue along again. And on these 2 blocks, we'll have 2 deployers. We'll have one over here, just going to dig down here, and we'll have one over here. So the first deployer will be placing blocks if we need to have blocks. So what I usually do is I like to add a barrel. Let's quickly grab our barrel over here. So we're going to need a barrel. You can do multiple, but this is basically just so we can add some extra items. So let's put all of this in our inventory so we have it. So in this barrel, I will, for example, add some rails, and then let's say cobble. Let's go for cobble. And we just add some cobblestone as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down here, and we're going to tell this deployer cobble, and we're going to give it 1. So that will be putting down cobble. And in this deployer over here, we're going to give rails as a filter, and we'll tell it to put down rails. Okay, so we have a system to prevent us from falling into holes, and we'll have a system that helps us put down rails for the minecart to move forward. So next thing we need is storage. So for now, we don't have a very big miner, so we'll add chests going down there. We'll add chests over there. And then you can just fill these in with chests and manually empty them, or you can go and add chutes. So when you put it down, it will connect to a chute and will deploy all the items. But for this purpose, let's just do chests. So we got chests, and that's it. That's basically the miner, the construction part of it. The other part that needs to happen now is we need to glue it together. But like I mentioned, I like to add lights every now and then. So if it's stationary, at least it has light sources on it to help you illuminate the area where it stands. So let's just do that. So it's time to glue this bad boy together, but here's a little fun tip for you. If you're worried about running out of glue, you can add mending and unbreaking to it, so your tube can theoretically last forever, which is some fun fact. But anyway, so to glue this all together, what I usually do is go to the one corner, just all the way to the other side, and then I do the same with the chest, just from the front to there, from there to there, and then now we need to glue all of these. So easiest was just to go straight up with all of these that are multiples. Those two we'll glue together and all that up, and we just link this whole thing to the front. Very important not to glue any air pockets, because basically what will happen is if there's glue in this air pocket, as soon as you move through something, blocks will just attach to those glue spots, which is quite a pain. So after checking it a few times to make sure you got everything glued, we'll move on to the next step, which is adding the cart assembler. So I like to do just a few rails just to make sure it has enough space to start going. You add your cart assembler, you add yourself a lever over there, and basically the most important thing about this is to rotate this all the way down so it says cart movement mode lock rotation. That's the one you want, and that's what it's going to stay on. So now you can put your minecart furnace over there, and if you flip this lever, it should pick up the entire machine. And just to demonstrate it now, I dug a little hole over there earlier, and let's just add a few blocks in its way. Let's just do dirt like this, just to demonstrate it mining. And let's add an ore or two, some iron ore. So we'll just chuck down some iron ore like that. And now we can basically give this thing some fuel. It will start smoking, and there it goes. So see, it basically puts down a block, a track, and that one picks up the track. It mines, and as it goes forward, it will continuously mine. And over here, you guys will see it's going to head to that hole now. So that front little deployer should put down cobble, which makes sure your contraption can cross any gap. So that's quite cool. And if you want to stop it, you can either just put down another cart assembler. So let's grab that. It's going to be the easiest. So you'll just plonk it down over there, and it's unpowered, so it will stop. So you can just break that, and we can just place it down. But to show you guys, if we open these chests now, so it's nothing in this side, but on this side, we got the rails that been picking up and placing down. We have some lush dirt, and we have some iron ore, which is fantastic. And you can just constantly fill in this barrel. A tip I want to give is, depending on where you mine, if you mine in the nether, I would recommend adding netherrack in here, because that's a more common block, and replacing this filter with netherrack, and replacing this deployer with netherrack. And the same for the end, or wherever you might mine. It's just because that's the most common block it's going to mine in that area. So I do think it's time we go test this machine in the mine itself, but very important, because I stopped it this way, we need to make sure it's on rotation locked. We're going to power that, and we're just going to put our minecart furnace down there. So what you can do is, you can literally take your wrench and right click it, and you pick it up. And if you look in your inventory, you've got the minecart contraption. So now you've got it in your inventory, and I think it's time we head down to the mines. We're down in the mine area, and now we're going to follow the same steps as we did above. So first of all, we're going to place down a few mine tracks. That should be enough. Then we're going to add our assembler, and we're going to make sure it's on rotation lock. We give it some power, and if we place this down, it should, that's the minecart furnace, that's wrong one. If we put down a minecart contraption, it should place it down, but you'll notice it's in the wall. So what we usually do here is, you'll just mine out these few blocks just to make sure these parts are exposed at least, and then you can just turn this off, turn it on again, and it should start. So now we can fuel it, we can let it go, and you can remember to pick that up. You can pick up all those. The minecart, the tracks will get picked up on its own. And what I usually do is, I'll just run along with the contraption while it mines, clean out some ores that it missed, and just light up the area, because otherwise you will create some form of a mob farm. So now this can run for quite a while, and I think we should maybe do that. as you can see, it's been mining all of that, and over here it came across a gap, and what it did is it just built its own little bridge and just continued to mine, and we've got a bunch of exposed ores, and I mean, I even saw diamonds down there. Fantastic. So next thing is we're going to do is just right click this, we'll pick it up. So back up at the surface, we've got the area where we started Contraption, and I usually build this in an area where I can leave it, so I never have to change it, because now you'll see it will stay on locked rotation. And if we put down our miner and we go through the chests, oh, it won't open because it's powered, so we'll unpower it. And if we go through the chests, we should see some of the blocks. And there we go. So it randomly deposited one of the chests. So we got quite a few lappers. We've got the AE2 mod in here. So we got some certus, we got some copper, we got some iron. And it might not be a lot now, but as you gather resources, you can take that, you can expand this mechanical drill, make it wider, make it higher, make it a funny shape, and you can continue mining, and it will go faster and faster the more you have. So that makes it quite nice, and you can also automate the unloading and all those things. And as soon as you're ready to go mining again, you just power it, pick it up, and off you go. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions about this mechanical miner, do leave them in the comments down below, and I will answer them as best I can. Also, if you have not done so yet, do like, do subscribe, as it helps me out a lot, and I hope to see you over on the Create SMP. I will link it up there, and then I'll see you all in the next tutorial. Bye for now.